Are you ready for a phone that pushes the limits of how slim a smartphone can get? The Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge has just arrived, and it's turning heads with its sleek, ultra-thin design. But while it looks amazing, it's not without its trade-offs. Let's break down what this phone offers and where it might fall short for everyday users. The Galaxy S25 Edge is incredibly thin, just 5.8 millimeters thick, making it one of the slimmest phones on the market right now. This marks a shift back to slim phones after years of thicker models that prioritized battery life and camera features. Rumor has it that Apple is working on the iPhone 17 Air, which could be even thinner, somewhere between 5.44 and 6.25 millimeters. It's clear that thinness is becoming a big trend again, but there's always a catch. In the past, phones got thicker mainly because they packed bigger batteries and more advanced cameras. Now, with the rise of AI and smarter software, phone makers are trying to balance slimness with power and intelligence. Samsung managed to hit two of those three goals. The Galaxy S25 Edge is slim and loaded with AI capabilities. However, its battery size leaves something to be desired. At 3900 mAh, the battery feels a bit small for a 2025 flagship, especially if you use your phone a lot for tasks like photography, video, or AI-based apps. Heavy users might find themselves needing a midday charge. The camera setup on the Galaxy S25 Edge is also a bit unusual for a premium phone today. It comes with two rear cameras, a 200-megapixel main sensor, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens. The main camera delivers impressive photo quality, but the absence of a zoom or telephoto lens is noticeable. Most flagship phones include a zoom lens to help capture distant subjects or create portrait shots with background blur. Samsung probably left it out to keep the phone's thickness down, but many users might miss this feature. When you compare this to other brands, the trade-offs become clearer. For example, OnePlus offers compact phones with much larger batteries, over 6,200 mAh, and faster charging technology. The OnePlus 13T uses what they call a glacier battery and supports 100-watt charging speeds. It even has a special mode for gaming while charging, which helps keep the battery cool. On the other hand, the Galaxy S25 Edge supports only 25-watt wired and 15-watt wireless charging. While the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 Elite chip inside is designed to be efficient, a small battery is still a small battery. Looking at the price, the Galaxy S25 Edge costs around $1,919. That might feel steep considering its limited camera options and smaller battery compared to some competitors. Yes, the phone has a titanium frame, water resistance, and a beautiful design, but it might not offer as much value for the price as some other flagship models. Samsung does offer trade-in deals and discounts, which can help, but the overall cost still feels high. Despite these compromises, it's important to recognize the impressive engineering behind the Galaxy S25 Edge. Creating such a thin yet powerful phone is no small feat. This device could be a sign of where smartphone design is heading, towards slimmer, smarter, and more elegant devices. But right now, that slimness comes at the cost of battery life and camera versatility. The Galaxy S25 Edge is a striking phone that will appeal to people who care most about design and having a lightweight, futuristic device. If you prioritize a phone that fits comfortably in your pocket and looks great, this could be the one for you. However, if battery life, zoom camera options, or getting more bang for your buck are higher on your list, you might want to consider other options before making a decision. So, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Are you thinking about buying the upcoming Galaxy S25 Fan Edition? Well, there's something you need to know before you get too excited. The latest leak from a benchmark listing just confirmed some big details, and not everyone is happy about what's coming. Samsung fans have been waiting to see what the Galaxy S25 FE would bring, especially after mixed reviews of the last model. Now we know that it will come with the Exynos 2400E processor and 8 GB of RAM. For a lot of people, this might feel like a step back, especially for those who are hoping for a Snapdragon-powered phone. And it's not hard to understand why. Let's take a quick look at the history. The earlier Fan Edition phones like the Galaxy S20 FE and S21 FE were praised because they used the same powerful chips as the regular S series. You got great performance at a lower cost. But things changed with the Galaxy S23 FE. Samsung used an older chip in that phone, and the performance didn't quite live up to expectations. Many users felt let down, hoping it was just a one-time decision. But now, with the S25 FE also using an Exynos chip, it looks like this is becoming the new normal for the FE series. So, what exactly is the Exynos 2400E? It's a slightly downgraded version of the Exynos 2400 used in the Galaxy S24 series in some regions. It's not a terrible processor. It can easily manage calls, messages, browsing, and apps. But it's not as powerful or as efficient as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is expected to run on the regular Galaxy S25, S25 Plus, S25 Ultra, and S25 Edge. If you're someone who likes gaming, does heavy multitasking, or wants top-level performance, this might not be the chip you were hoping for. Another thing to keep in mind is RAM. Most newer phones in 2025 are moving towards 12 GB of RAM, especially for smoother multitasking. But Samsung is sticking with just 8 GB in the Galaxy S25 FE. That might be enough for light users, but if you keep many apps open at once or plan to use your phone for several years, more memory would definitely help. And don't expect Samsung to release a Snapdragon version in select countries like they used to. Just like with the Galaxy S23 FE, which used Exynos worldwide, the same might happen here. This could be because Snapdragon chips are getting more expensive, and Samsung wants to cut costs to keep the Fan Edition more affordable. Still, there's one good surprise in all this. The Galaxy S25 FE could come with Android 15 out of the box, while the regular S25 series may launch with Android 14. That means the FE version might get software updates for a longer time. Samsung usually provides the same number of major updates across its phones, so this could be a bonus for those who care about long-term support and new features in the future. Are you still using a Galaxy S22 and wondering if it's going to get the next big Android update? Well, there's some good news. Samsung has started testing One UI 8, which is based on Android 16, and the Galaxy S22 series is now officially part of that process. Recently, the Galaxy S22 Ultra showed up on Geekbench running Android 16 with One UI 8, and that tells us Samsung is getting serious about keeping older devices up to date. Over the years, Samsung has improved a lot when it comes to software updates. It's no longer just about the newest phones. Now even the slightly older ones like the S22 are getting attention early. Google is expected to roll out the stable Android 16 update between June and September, and Samsung looks like it's trying to be one of the first to push its own version through One UI 8. That means Galaxy S22 users may not have to wait long to get their hands on it. The company has already started testing One UI 8 on its upcoming flagship devices like the Galaxy S25 and the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Now that the S22 has joined the testing phase, it's a clear sign that Samsung is planning a broader rollout. Reports even suggest that a beta program might launch before the end of the month, which would give some users early access to try out the update before its full release. But before you expect a completely new look or tons of flashy features, there's something you should know. So far, the early versions of One UI 8 don't seem to bring major changes. The initial builds are focused more on improving how the system works, smoother animations, small design tweaks, and performance enhancements that happen quietly in the background. It's all about stability right now. Samsung usually adds more visible changes as beta testing moves forward, so more updates will likely come later. For Galaxy S22 owners, this update is especially important for another reason. It's going to be the last major Android version they'll receive. The S22 series was released in 2022 with Android 12. Since Samsung promised 4 years of Android version upgrades, Android 16 with One UI 8 will complete that promise. After this, S22 users will continue to get monthly or quarterly security patches, but they won't be getting any more major Android version updates. That said, it doesn't mean the phone becomes outdated or useless. These security patches will still keep your phone safe, and performance tweaks might be included from time to time. But this marks the end of big changes for the S22 series, and that makes the One UI 8 update kind of a milestone. What's also worth noticing is how closely Samsung is working with Google's Android timeline. Starting tests this early shows that Samsung wants to stay competitive and keep its users updated ahead of others. In the past, Samsung was criticized for being slow with updates,